So at last check, the Bears are a 6.5-point favorite. That was what I saw most recently. I don't know. Maybe it's changed. It changes a lot. I tend to think this line could be a little bit higher. You got two teams going in different directions. Obviously, now we've got the coaching change on top of all of that. As Stephen said, Jerry Kill's not in over his head. He knows how to be a head coach, but it's a lot for the Frogs, I think, to deal with, players, to handle. So it is a rivalry game. We know, the old cliche with that, but does this set up as the proverbial trap game for Baylor, or you feel like the Bears roll pretty easily in this one?
I like the Bears in this. They're playing so well. Now, of course, the last 3 wins have been at home. Their last road game, they lost to Oklahoma State. And, we'll see how they react on the road, but man, they sure have been building a lot of momentum. And, I'm kind of thinking with Patterson gone, I think, obviously that factor is gone. I think he really motivated those guys to play against Baylor. And, we'll see if they're still as motivated playing under Coach Kill, especially after what happened to Gary.
Yeah, I think the thing that has given TCU an advantage the last few years, even though coming into these games, usually they've had around the same record or Baylor or have not been the favorite, is just that Baylor really hasn't had a coherent offensive philosophy in a while. But that's changed with Coach Grimes. They want to run the football. They've turned around this offensive line pretty remarkably in a year's time. So I feel like that's a big advantage because TCU's run defense is not great. They've struggled a lot of the year. They do have some playmakers on offense, with Zach Evans and Quentin Johnson. Zach's been dealing with, I'm not sure what his availability is as we record this on Wednesday. I think the only hope for TCU is that they can kind of run the ball and shorten the game. And yeah, maybe there is some trap game, features here. I think Coach Aranda seems so even keel that he doesn't strike me as somebody who's looking ahead to OU in a few weeks, but maybe the players are. But outside of, I think Baylor wins fairly comfortably if I'm making a prediction. Outside of, kind of a win-one for the Gipper situation for the Frogs, I don't really see them pulling out too many surprises. It's still pretty much the same coaching staff minus Gary-Patterson, and they've struggled as of late. I mean, they really struggled against K-State, didn't put up a great performance. Besides that fight against Oklahoma, where they kind of kept it within 2 touchdowns for most of the game, and a win against Texas Tech, it's been really tough sledding for them in Big 12 play so far.
Yeah, I think that's astute analysis by both of you. I will also throw this little nugget in there. Baylor hasn't been beaten itself. One penalty the last 2 games is rather incredible, especially for those of us who covered the Art Briles era when there was quite a bit of laundry all over the field. I don't think Briles really cared about flags that much. So,
No.
it's an incredible stat. I mean, no penalties against BYU and 1 this past week against Texas for Baylor. That's just kind of unheard of.
Yeah, and as we've both seen earlier in the year, the Bears committed a lot of penalties. There's a lot of sloppy play, but man, they've really cleaned that up.
Yeah,